We are back with Betsy Mayotte with the Institute of Student Loan Advisors, talking all things student loans. This person's asking, is the $12,000 amount for all loans totaled together or for each individual loan taken out?
That's a really common question. And the answer is it's all loans taken out together. And even more so, so let's say you went to undergraduate and you took out 8,000, but then a few years later you went to graduate school and took out an additional 20. They'd be basing it off the 28,000, not the 8.
Gotcha. Okay. This person says, what if you had a relative pass away and they owed over $80,000? Can that be forgiven?
So if it's a federal student loan, all federal student loans are discharged upon the death of the borrower. So the family just needs to submit a certified copy of the death certificate to the loan servicer. Private loans, it varies by lender, but these days most of them will also discharge the loan upon the death of the borrower once they receive a death certificate.
But if you co-signed on the loan or something of that nature, then you would also owe that?
So if you're the co-signer and not the primary borrower, again, there's really no co-signers for federal student loans. For private, again, it'll vary by lender.
Gotcha. All right, this person's asking, am I able to apply for an IDR while I have deferment?
So an income-driven plan is a repayment plan. So you can apply for it depending on what type of deferment you're in, but it's not going to be active or count towards any type of forgiveness until you're actually actively in repayment and not in deferment.
All right, this question is, I did the loan simulator, but I didn't like the repayment options. I think I'm going to stick with my current payment schedule. I've been paying for 20 years, but do not want to register for SAVE. Does that mean I will not be considered for loan forgiveness?
That's correct. You do need to be on an income-driven plan to qualify for forgiveness. The only caveat to that is with that one-time adjustment I mentioned earlier, if all your loans were undergraduate loans, once they do the adjustment, you could get forgiveness. But if you have any graduate loans in there, your timeline is 25 years. So you would need to be on an income-driven plan going forward.
Somebody wants to know, can you say the directions slowly to enroll in the SAVE plan?
Go to the studentaid.gov website and apply directly through there. They make it super easy for you to do it that way.
Yeah, once you go to studentaid.gov, even I was able to find, like, you just write in SAVE and it will pop up there for you to be able to do that. Yep. This person says, why is my husband's income included in my repayment amount? I got the loan the year before our marriage.
So the way the income-driven plans work is they are going to include your spouse's income in the calculation if you file your taxes jointly. If you file your taxes separately, they will only utilize your income in the calculation.
Okay, so you would have to file married filing separately to be able to do that. Okay. This person says, my son is starting Culinary Arts Institute next month, so he's starting. We have $8,000 we still have to pay. Do I have to take a loan out for what I owe? I'm widowed and I make less than $45,000 a year.
In your financial situation, I strongly advise you to not take any loans out in your name because you will be required to pay them, and it sounds like that might be a potential struggle for you. Some alternatives is for the student to take additional student loans or to go part-time and work at the same time and try to pay out of pocket.
This person's asking, is it better to pay off your smallest loan first or the highest interest one first?
Oh, we're talking about the avalanche method versus the snowball method. Generally, the avalanche method is going to save you a little bit more money over time. That's the one where you focus on paying the highest interest loans first.
All right, and this person says, can I do the SAVE program if I am PSLF? Again, more alphabet soup.
So PSLF stands for Public Service Loan Forgiveness. That's a completely separate thing from these income-driven plans. But you do have to be on an income-driven plan such as SAVE to have payments qualify under PSLF. So not only can you probably should.
This person asks, why would the SAVE calculator show one payment amount and then when it's processed, it's a higher amount?
It depends on what you inputted on the calculator. There may have been a discrepancy in the income that you inputted on the calculator manually versus what showed up on your tax return once they access your tax return.
Gotcha. Okay. And this person says, what's the best way to handle a student loan for a couple that's divorced? Can the loans be separated?
It sounds like you have one of those rare spousal consolidations. Thankfully, there's some legislation that passed last year that does allow a spousal consolidation to be separated. The link to get information on that, unfortunately, is super long. So I would recommend just Googling spousal consolidation separation, and it should bring you to the Department of Ed page.
All right, last question, because we've gotten a lot of these. I worked for a really long time and paid off my loan early. Can I get some kind of refund with all this forgiveness going on?
I'm afraid not. Congratulations on paying your loans off, but there is no take-backsies, and you are not eligible for a refund or forgiveness.
Okay, gotcha. All right, we thank you for your time and your expertise. If you missed any of this is going to be in the Who Wants to Know section of the website.